Hey, what's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to the channel. You already know who it is. A1K, the one and only, the great one. Back at it yet again for another video, man. And today we have a very, very important topic that I just cannot wait to get into, man. But before I get started, allow me to get some information out, just in case someone decides to wants to follow me on my social media. My Instagram handle is going to be A1K. It's spelled just like how it sounds. A1KAY underscore on Instagram. I'm going to put both of my social media accounts in the description of this video, along with my Cash App, just in case anyone decides to wants to leave a donation of any amount, would be appreciated with my Cash App information in the description of this video, man. And, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get right into it, So the topic I wanted to talk about today in this video was something that's is very near and dear to my heart, and it has to do with finances and credit, So because these days and times, people we hear people say how important credit is, but we don't really understand how it can be used and applied in our everyday life. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, basically, I'm gonna tell you guys how I was able to raise my credit score by over 100 points, almost 100 points within a matter of a few months. Within a time frame of less than 12 months. And so when I first started really getting into credit, and when I first started learning about the benefits of having credit and how to build credit and the different types of credit you could have, I wasn't so knowledgeable about how to use it or how to build my credit score or why I should even care about it. But as I got a little older, I got more knowledgeable about the importance of credit and having a good credit score. So I began to open up a few credit lines. I started with one credit card. I had a credit limit around 400 was my first credit card, and then as I tried to keep the usage below 10%, a month. So I would try to spend less than $40 a month on my credit card, if anything, So just like gas, food, little things like that, whatever I may need. So I had that for a few months, and then once I used that up for a while, I applied for 2 more credit cards. Okay, so then I got those, so now I had a total of 3 credit cards at this time. And this is all about two years ago, a year and a half ago. So I had 3 credit cards, man, so I would try to use about 10%, if not less, of my credit limit. And the more credit cards I got, the higher my credit limit would increase. So by the time I got my second credit card, my credit limit was around $600 a month I could spend on credit. And then by the time I got my third credit card, my credit limit had reached about $800 to spend. So I was getting a little bit more credit with every card I got. So yeah, man. So then I started using those credit cards, and I would just keep the balance low, and I would pay it off in full every month. I wouldn't make any minimum payments. I wouldn't, let the balance roll over month to month. There's no try. This is what I did. I definitely paid off the full amount in full, the full balance of the credit card before it was due. If not, I would pay it off on the due date, but I would never make a late payment. I would never pay the minimum. And I would never accrue interest because I always paid off my credit cards in full, And some of you guys, guys and girls, some of you people out there watching this right now, you guys have credit cards or whatever the case may be, and you're paying this high interest, and you're letting the account balance roll over month to month, and don't even realize that, you're paying way more money than you would have to if you had just paid the balance off in full. Some of you people are out here with 25%, 24% APR, paying these ridiculously high amounts of percentage of interest, paying this crazy amount of interest, and then you guys still make the minimum payments, or you barely pay it off every month. I wouldn't advise doing that. That's very ill-advised. It'd be more advantageous if you would simply commit to paying off the full amount every month. And also in doing that, you have to make sure you don't ever spend more than what you actually have. Some people use credit the wrong way. You're not supposed to use your credit to buy things you can't afford. That's backwards. That's backwards, okay? The purpose of credit is to buy things you can afford, but to make either a small payment at a time, or if it's a small amount of money you're only in debt to, just pay it off. Because every time you pay it off, they're gonna report that to the credit bureaus, and then every report is gonna stay on your history, and that's what boosts your credit over time. These bureaus, they want to see reports of you paying off your credit and you paying your bills on time over an extended period of time. And a good period of time is like a year and a half, 2 years to really get started. It's gonna take about a year to 2 years to change your credit score by any substantial amount. In most cases, everybody's a little different, but in most cases, this is how it is. So yeah. With that being said, make sure you guys pay off your credit card balance in full every month. Do not let it roll over, because interest payments is gonna kill you. Trust me, you don't want to do that. Just pay it off. If you don't have the money to buy it, don't use your credit card and charge it. Okay, simple enough. So yeah, man. Around this time, about a year ago, or about 12 months ago or so, I had a credit score of I was sitting around 570, somewhere around that area. 570, which is that's not great. That's not ideal. It would be hard for me to get some type of loan with that amount of credit score. So I decided to really commit my time and my effort into building my credit score higher. It was something that I just put my mind to. So as I put my mind to this task, I started discovering better and newer ways that I could raise my credit besides just having the credit cards and paying them off. Right. So what I found out was, I bank through this bank called Chime, right? And many of you maybe have heard of Chime or used Chime, but Chime just recently came out with a feature where they give you access to a credit card, which is a prepaid credit card. So you only spend what you put in your account. And every purchase made with this credit card gets reported to the credit bureau, just like credit. So that's been beneficial. I've been using that for probably the last 2 or 3 months, and I've seen that'll really help your credit improve significantly, especially if you use it a lot, because I don't have to worry about paying any interest on it. I don't have to worry about, paying any bills. It's automatically just taken out of my account, and I can only spend whatever I have available to spend. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I just make whatever purchases I may make, throughout my day. I may go grocery shopping. I may, I gotta buy some clothes. Whatever the case may be. Whatever investments I may make. I try to use credit just so that when I can pay that off, it gets reported to the credit bureaus. So I want that 750 credit score. That was my goal. I want that 750 credit score. That was a perfect goal for me to set at the time. So we flash forward 12 months. Here we are today. I'm sitting at around a 670 credit score. Somewhere around that area, which is, it's not the best. It's not the, absolute best. I'm still trying to hit that 750 as my goal, but around the 670 mark, that's not bad. That's good. It's okay. I'm a work in progress. So as long as I'm seeing progression in my score and I can actually see what's making the score go up, and I know I'm going in the right direction, and that's okay with me. That's all I really want. That's all I really want. So yeah, man. So like I said, if you just take heed to the information I've been conveying in this video, if you don't have a credit card yet, I would suggest maybe getting 1 or 2, maybe even 3 credit cards. Sign up with Chime, get you a Chime bank account. The banking system is already superior in my opinion. But the fact that they give out a credit card is just a bonus to me. So I would say do that. Also there's a bunch of different, self-lending businesses out there you can sign up with. I know people use Self. Self is decent. They have some pretty good reviews. People have, They give you personal loans. You just pay it back, however much you can afford to pay it back over time. Pay a small amount of interest, and they report it to the bureaus. They report it directly to the credit bureaus. And they see this. They see these reports, and over an extended period of time, they're gonna realize that this person is someone who we could trust with giving money to, right? Because that's what credit really is. Credit is really just, credit lets the banks know how much they can trust you and on what level they can trust you with, and with how much of an amount of money they can trust you with. Okay, so if you want to have access to the best real estate deals, if you want to have access to the best investment opportunities, if you want to have access to, a low down payment on a car purchase, one day in the future, maybe even a luxury apartment, you may be trying to buy a condo or something like that. All these things, they're going to require you to have a decent credit score so you don't get taxed, you don't get charged, you don't pay these crazy high interest amounts, or you overpay for what you really shouldn't have to, And that's the importance of credit. If nobody else told you, A1K told you. So with that being said, it's a wrap. I hope you learned something. I hope you took some notes. Hope you learned from my personal story and my personal experience. Take that with you, and I want you guys to have a blessed day. Take care of yourself, and peace.